Bum-ba-da-dum! Howdy, welcome to BanjoBenClark.com. It's springtime around here. I don't know when you're watching this video, but when I'm shooting it, it's springtime. And you know what springtime means? It means the berries are on the vine. That means I can pick a big old bowl full of them, haul them home to Granny. She can throw in a little bit of sugar and flour and make that famous blackberry cobbler that she's known for. So to commemorate that time of year, we're going to look at a great version, banjo, melodic version of Blackberry Blossom. Check this one out. You saw it. What do you think? I think you can learn it. It's really cool. Even if you have a version, I know you can steal stuff from this one. If you want to have the tabs to this and see all of the videos, like a 20-minute video lesson, then jump over to BanjoBenClark.com where you can join as a Gold Pick member and have access to over 150 tabs and videos. And what we're going to do on this, I'm going to slow it down for you, teach you everything you need to know as far as what exactly you're doing with the right hand, what exactly you're doing with the left hand to be able to play it the fastest and the smoothest. Then I'm going to play it really slow for you all the way through. You can download that tab and follow along. And then I've got 3 different speeds of guitar rhythm tracks where you can work it up yourself and have someone to practice along to, even if your granny doesn't play guitar. So you can hand her the berries, she can be in the kitchen mixing it all up, you can be smelling that as you're sitting in the living room watching these videos and picking along with me. So let's check this out. Measure 1, download the tab, Blackberry Blossom, Melodic. To start off this song, we're going to need a kickoff, and this is pretty standard on bluegrass instrumentals, especially fiddle tunes like this. But if it's your job as the banjo player to kick the song off, then the folks around you are going to want to hear something that sounds like a kickoff. And this is an example of that, of just a 2-measure kickoff. It's based around a forward roll. It's pretty simple. If you look there at the first 2 measures, where I do have kickoff label there above it, we're going to start, I like to do it with my ring finger on the 4th fret down here. And we're going to do a slide from the 4th fret to the 5th fret on this low D string. And what I want to hear is the slide happen at the same time that I pick the G string, the G string with my index finger. So it'd sound like this. Okay. Now, if you'd like to, you can do the slide a little sooner than when you play that G string to get that kind of stutter sound. But this particular slide is an 8th note slide, okay? We just see the 8th note bar beneath the note there. So I want it to happen at exactly the same time that my first finger, you can see there the pick numbers listed below the notes. My first finger hits that G string. And that is what the kickoff sounds like, those first 2 measures. Try that with me. Ready, go. Now, I did a pinch there at the end of the 2nd measure because it needs to give us a little bit of time to get it up and in position for the first part of this melody. And this is a fiddle tune, and we're going to play it melodically, okay, which means we're not going to have a lot of Scruggs licks in this. We're going to play the melody much like you would hear a fiddle player or a mandolin player play it. So we want to try to follow this melody, and we've got a few different positions that we're going to work out of. The first one is going to start up here, middle finger on the 10th fret of the B string, and then our index finger on the 9th fret of the D string. Okay, and we're just going to work out of a forward roll once again. There, measure 3. Good job. Now I want to shift down, and the key to the second half of this measure is I want to keep my middle finger down on this B string and shift it down to the 7th fret, and then cover the other 7th fret of my first string with my ring finger. That makes a really smooth transition. Okay? If you try to change finger positions, you're going to lose a little bit of speed. It's just more work, so we might as well keep something down the same, and I do that with my middle finger. Good. Now I want to continue to keep that middle finger down, but now I'm going to shift it down to the 5th fret to get in our next position, which is our index on the 4th fret. So here we had that same position up here to start measure 3, then we shift down to this position. Now we're going to shift down to this position. Okay, so it's very little movement with our left hand, and that's important to remember. Then we're going to switch into a backwards roll as we come into measure 4. Okay. And then the second time we play these two notes, I want you to pay attention that we're going to jump up and use our thumb on the 5th fret of this B string. There, halfway through the measure 4. Then the second time, use our thumb there, okay? And it's important to pay attention to these finger markings. And I do that for a reason. A lot of you have heard this explanation in other videos, but we're playing the first string there. Look at the 3rd note of measure 4. We're playing the first string, that 4th fret, and then we're playing this 2nd string, and then we're going right back to an open 1st string. So it's going to work best with speed and power-wise to use our thumb on that B string versus using your index finger. Okay? You can just use your thumb and your middle finger faster and stronger back to back. Now I'm going to use my index finger to jump down and grab that 3rd fret. And then once again, I'm going to keep that finger down and just slide it to the 5th fret to get ready for the start of measure 5, which is based out of the forward roll again. Sounds like this, measure 5 slowly. Release. Going into measure 6. Now this is all just G major scale melodic stuff. If you want more practice in this, go and watch my Introduction to Melodics video that's here on the website, and we do all kinds of exercises. And so once you get that down, this kind of stuff is just old hat to you. But then we're going to use in measure 6 our ring finger there. We're going into an A7 chord. Okay, here's our A chord. There's our A chord, and we're just going to kind of outline this chord position and pick through it. So starting there in measure 6, using my middle finger on the 6th fret, and then covering the 7th fret there with my pinky. So, and we're through it. We're through the first little phrase of that A part. Also notice that next to last note in measure 6, I'm using a thumb there as well, because we're going 1st, 2nd, 1st. So I want to use my thumb there. Then we're going to jump right up and run through the same thing again in measure 8. Same thing here. Now the only thing that differed was in measure 10, when we're getting down to the end of this lick, instead of going back into our A chord like we did, we're going to play. And then I want you to shift down with that. We're wanting to keep fingers down whenever we can to build speed. That's in measure 10 there. Here at the second A part, which is exactly the same as the first A part. So there's not really anything new to learn there. We're just going to repeat the A part again, and then we're going to move into the first B part. So let's take a look there in measure 18 as we start to move into the first B part.